Good morning. This is NB8I again, and it is September 11th, 2011. And it's about, I would say, about like 11 o'clock in the morning, Sunday. My normal days out here at that shack that we're building. And as you can see, the fiberglass is progressing, but not the drywall. For whatever reason, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But sitting in a stack over there, and all you have to do is put it up. But a couple new points that I wanted to bring up. Over the past couple weeks, what I had been doing was building a 220-foot double-let 160-meter antenna, basically a multi-band antenna. I received the plans for this particular antenna from a company called DX Engineering. If you go to dxengineering.com, you can actually see uh, in their webpage, there's an article about choosing the correct balun, and the author is a gentleman named call sign NB8I. He basically laid out I don't know, a manifesto of building double-ed antennas, and it's really thorough. And it lays out all the battle plans as far as the proper lengths and such. But it's basically his overview of like why you should buy certain baluns, a 1-to-1 balun and a 4-to-1 balun. The concept basically works like this. It's like, most hams pick a 4-to-1 balun, a 4-to-1 current balun, which is what he doesn't suggest for certain types of antennas. And the double-ed antenna is one of the ones where he recommends a 1-to-1 current balun. So over the past couple weeks, what had occurred was I was having serious difficulties regarding getting the thing to tune, feed line lengths. I'm feeding this double-ed antenna with a 450 ohm ladder line, and so what I had done was, let me scooch over here real quick. I basically purchased these two DX Engineering baluns. Basically the 1-to-1 current balun, and then also their 4-to-1 current balun. I initially got the 1-to-1 balun, and I couldn't get the thing to tune with an LDG 1000 auto tuner for the life of me. And what I found out over a period of time, the reason I got the 4-to-1 before I go on with that is because I was trying to see if that would work. And I still had difficulty tuning up on 160 with the 4-to-1 balun. So, being the guy I am, it's like it bothered me immensely that I just spent like $300 on two baluns that weren't working. And it came out to be, I tested the baluns with George's at DX Engineering's recommendation for putting a 50 ohm load across the two terminals and using an antenna analyzer. And I used the Mini VNA Pro, and basically it turned out that it was flat pretty much on the suite from 160 down to 10 meters. So, that not being the problem, what I found out is that ladder line such as this, which is basically running through the shack and out to the antenna in the back, ladder line, if it's not the correct length, especially with a double-ed antenna, it becomes problematic on certain bands. So, to accomplish this, or to eliminate this, I cut and added feed line like crazy, and I finally came up with a length that I was pleased with, which right now is turning out to be about 165 feet and 7 inches. I may add or take away some feed line depending on it, like 160 seems to, I can tune up on 160, and partly the reason I can tune up on 160 now is because I have this. I purchased a Palstar AT2K. I would seriously recommend this tuner. It costs a little bit more, but it's about as much, actually it's less expensive than the MFJ tuner, the Ameritron tuner, the AT30. I took a look at the AT30 and I took a look at this, and the build quality seems to be pretty stellar. I will say that when it arrived, I had to reset the inductor counter because something had come loose. So I tightened that down with a hex wrench per pawl at Palstar, and got that up and running. And the counter is really smooth, very nice, and the thing is just amazing, like, well built. I will say that. And it's also tuned this antenna like a pro. I've been able to tune up on 160 meters all the way down to 6 meters with this particular tuner, which is pretty cool. The build quality again is like super stellar, which is really nice. I may take a shootout with this against the ATR-30 just for giggles. I'm lucky enough to have an amateur electronic supply store in town, and maybe I'll just pick one up and take the 15% hit, unless I can find another ham that's got an ATR-30 or an AT-30, I think it is. It's one or the other, but it's their version of a 2,500 watt Ameritron's 2,500 watt tuner. And that tuner actually has a little bit wider range. The caps in this are approximately 400 picofarad, and it's got a 25 inductor built into this. And the Ameritron has, I'm not sure about the inductor size, but the cap size was 500 picofarads, which is give it a little bit wider range. And the stated range on this particular tuner is about 6 ohms up to about 1,500 ohms, as compared to the Ameritron that will do up to 2,500 ohms. So, just, at least like statistically or by the spec, that would probably even be a wider range or tuner. However, it's also $100 more than this. I got this online at Ham Radio Outlet. I would highly recommend that you go there and take a look. They were definitely the best prices by far with free shipping. But anyways, I'm not making plugs, just making, overall just overviews. It was interesting to do the research on this. Again, this thing has tuned up everything with the 1-to-1 balun immensely well. I may try the 4-to-1 balun just to see if there's any more ease in it. The one thing I am finding out also is that on the lower bands, before I even go into that, got this puppy, and we'll talk about that in a second because I don't want this to take too long to upload. Stand by.